Kacee.
Hi, I'm Leslie.
Leslie, it's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So I'm so happy that you've come into the clinic today and are seeking services. So I just kind of wanted to hear a little bit about you. So could you tell me like just maybe a couple interesting facts about you?
Well, my name is Leslie. I have a husband, Ben. He works at a bank, and we have 3 sons. My last one just went to college, and that's been an adventure.
So you have 3 sons, and did you say your youngest one is going to college?
My youngest one just left for college.
Where is he going to college at?
He's going to college in Indiana.
Indiana, okay. And is Indiana, okay, so is Indiana where you guys are from, or is Indiana?
It's further, yeah, not quite where we're from, so it's a little hard for him to be so far away, but yeah.
Okay, well, I really hope that he enjoys going to college. So, so we don't have a whole lot of time today, so we're just going to go over a few different things today while we're here. So the first thing that we're going to go over is informed consent. So I have this sheet for you here, so I'll hand this to you and let you look over it as I'm going over it. So the top portion is going to be our procedures that we have. It goes over all the things that we provide here, like our services and stuff like that. So you can take a look at that. We also have information about our policies, like if you were to cancel, payment policies, insurance, stuff like that. All of that's there, so I'll let you take like just a second to read over that. And then at the bottom is where you'll sign. And then basically just with the signature of that, with the informed consent, it's just basically saying that you will receive services with us, and that you consent to receiving those services, and that you consent to reading this, and that you know all of the information that's on this and about all of the things that are on the piece of paper.
And I need to sign this today?
Yes, you will sign this today. Do you have any questions about what's on the paper, like about any of the cancellation policies or anything like that?
Yeah, so if I'm, if an emergency comes up or something and I can't make it, do I just call your office?
Yeah, you can just call the office. So like if like if one of your kids was sick or something like that, you could just call the office and say, hey, one of my kids was sick. Or we had an emergency with them, and I won't be able to make it into my appointment. Can I reschedule? And we would be more than happy to reschedule with you. It won't be an issue. It's just more like if you were to like no-show and processing payments and stuff like that is kind of like the deal with that on there.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions about that?
Over it. I think you explained everything.
Okay, awesome. So just get that signature for me, and then I can get that put in your file.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to go over with you today is just kind of some expectations between you and I. So I know that there was some expectations on the informed consent about policies, about showing up, and payments and stuff like that, but there's also expectations between you and me. So some things that I wanted to talk about was our sessions are very important going forward as you're here discussing your treatment plans and things like that, but what you do outside of our sessions is going to be just as important, if not more important, because we only have a limited time here. So how you implement what we discuss here is going to be extremely important. So that's going to be an expectation that I have of you, is to make sure that you're trying to implement those things outside of the office. Another thing is just trying to show up on time. And then making sure that if you have any issues with coming to services, that you just give us a call. But do you have any expectations for me? I would love to hear what those would be.
No, I wasn't really, this is something I wanted to do, but not something that I had many expectations of. So any help that you can give me, guidance in the right direction, but also without judgment, too of my situation or anything like that.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that this was something that you wanted to do on your own, correct?
Yeah, but it wasn't something that was my idea at the same time. You know, it was a
Okay.
push from my husband. He gave me the idea to come and thought it was a good idea, and I agreed that it might be. So
Okay.
I definitely want to be here.
Yeah, well, I know that you also said that you don't want any judgment, and for me as a social worker, I would never push judgment or have any biases against you. So that will never be an issue. We will work through whatever happens in our sessions and then go from there. So I don't think that you will have any issues with that going forward. Do you have any other questions about expectations or anything like that for me?
What kind of things am I allowed to share with you?
Okay, so I would consider this to be a safe place for you. I want you to share whatever you feel comfortable sharing with me. With that being said, I am a mandated reporter, and that was the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about as well. Do you know what mandated reporting is?
I think I've heard it before, but I'm not really
Okay.
familiar.
Okay, so mandated reporting is where I am mandated or obligated to report any suspicions of abuse and neglect against children or elderly, or if you were to think about self-harming, I would be mandated to report that. So while you are able to speak about whatever, and I want you to feel safe here, that is something that I want you to keep in mind whenever you come here, because I will have to discuss that with others. So like if, say, I'm trying to think of an example. Like a suspicion of maltreatment with a child, that would have to be something that would have to be reported. And I know that all of your children, you said all of your children were older, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Your youngest one is in college. Yeah, so I don't suspect that is going to be an issue, but just keep that in mind whenever you're here.
So what if it's like something that I don't actually like mean? Do you still have to report that?
Yes, just because you didn't mean it, you still spoke it, and so I wouldn't know that you didn't mean it. So if you said it, then I would have to take it literally and have to report it. So that's why I wanted you to keep in mind and be mindful of what you're saying, because I will have to report things that you say. So I think that that's the majority of the stuff that we are going to discuss today, like policy-wise, paperwork-wise, just things that we needed to go over with. So the last thing that I kind of just wanted to do was to just understand why you were here, like what brought you here. So I know that you said that you were kind of pressured by your husband to come in. So I would just like to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I think he's just concerned, probably rightfully so. My son just left for college, and now I'm, an empty nester. I have no children left in the home, and that was my primary, role as they were growing up, was being their mother, staying at home, and now I just feel like I don't have anything much to do. I'm really concerned always about my youngest son. He recently did find out he has diabetes, and so we really are concerned about him going to college. It's only been like a year that he's been, since he's been diagnosed, and we want to make sure he's okay and following what he needs to be following. So I'm concerned with him being so far away, and I think that's just taking up a lot of my energy. And my husband kind of, I think, wants me to go get a job and make money, because a lot of what I'm doing to kind of work through that, I've just been shopping a lot, and so we've been getting in a lot of fights about that, and it's just been hard on our marriage.
So I'm hearing that you're very worried about your son since he was just diagnosed with diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
So he was diagnosed with type 1.
Yes.
Okay, well, just so you know, I'm a type 1 diabetic as well, so I can definitely empathize with where you're coming from with that.
Mm-hmm.
Moving forward, I would love to hear more about what's going on with your relationship with your husband and how him moving away with college and your son's diagnosis has really taken a toll, and you said it's taken a toll on your marriage and everything like that. I do think that we're running out of time today, but like I said, I would love to hear more about that, and it was so nice to meet you today, Leslie.
Sweet. I'm so excited for this.
Thank you.